Hello and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who also loves to blow up pre-runners. It's John Levingood.
Dude, into just pinata splatter display. If this movie was represented by a GIF,
Yeah.
I I think this is like, when people are on social media and they show you just like a momentary GIF, a really brief one, or just like a screenshot and they're like, name the movie. This is this is the one that'll get people the movie.
Yeah, it's either that one or when he blows the face off of that guy
Dude, and
and
it
Colin
looks
Salmon goes, "Whoa!"
and there's a clean line as if it's almost like in oh gosh, why can't I think? Christian Bale and Tay Diggs.
Oh, an equilibrium. Yeah.
It's almost like an equilibrium when he slices his face off, like a clean straight line. When he shoots that guy's face, it really is like a sword just skewered off and erased the front half of his face.
Man, Pizzi's face goes boom, and Paul
Uh,
Budiansky's like, "Whoa, holy crap!"
I got a weird idea about him and his son. Like, was I seeing like the early inspiration for Colin Farrell Penguin being the father to the early inspiration for Gotham Penguin?
Oh yeah.
Those two characters were in many ways a lot like the two penguins from those two DC verses.
I mean, listen, this movie, okay, it has a 29% tomato meter score. It made $10 million dollars in the United States. But John, this movie's awesome. And I think it's well shot. And I think it has proven somewhat to be influential, I think, because these guys really are the Joker, or no, I'm sorry, the Penguin
And the penguin.
and the Penguin. Like it's a like I love the accents. I love so okay, so I missed this movie when it came out in 2008. I was living in South Korea. I don't even think this came over to South Korea because I didn't even hear about it. I maybe read something about it or I don't even know. And then years went by and I had seen Green Street Hooligans. I love Green Street Hooligans. And I listened to it How Did This Get Made episode where Patton Oswalt brought out director Lexi Alexander and they talked about Punisher Warzone. So then I was like, oh, well, I got to see this movie. So this is probably 2011, sometime in there. This movie just literally, like, poor Pitsy, this movie blew my face off, John. Like it's gloriously over the top. It's hilarious. I mean, Looney Bin Jim and Jigsaw are two wonderful villains. Ray Stevenson's Frank Castle gets tired climbing stairs, and he's just an absolute tank. Like, there's Dash Mihawk in here. There's Colin Salmon. There's a guy named Microchip. There's free runners exploding. I mean, heads explode straight from the comic book. Lexi Alexander pulled things just from the comic book. It's like there's even a scene ripped off from Fahrenheit 9/11 when he's recruiting everybody. Like, it's just a violent, funny, beautiful, cheeky, violent, violent movie. And it's very fun, John. I love this movie. And I'm glad you joined me to talk about it because it just makes me happy.
Yeah, my recollection from this movie, yeah, I probably also didn't see this until, 2, 3, 4 years after it came out. And I don't think I've seen it in full since then, barring the last 24 hours. And my memory of this movie, while certain scenes were very kind of clear in my memory, the context of them, of the kind of movie that I watched, were very much escaped me. I forgot how bad, but like deliciously bad. But I forgot how bad a lot of the writing and acting was. And I think it was very interesting how Ray Stevenson seemed to be acting in a different movie that was serious with a director who was much more serious about the drama and the intensity and the emotional gravity. And then everything around him, though, were these like almost on the like deliberately hammed up comic book dialogue, like Dominic West in like the worst, but also one of the most
The
entertaining roles
best.
of his lifetime.
Yes. Yeah.
And everyone else, a lot of the dialogue really falls kind of flat in the form of simplicity. And again, literally in the way of comic book dialogue. But Ray Stevenson's character is actually in a movie that isn't necessarily a comic book movie that's serious and dire.
It's really interesting that you bring that up because this movie went through about 7,000 rewrites. Legit, like Kurt Sutter came in to draw, like write it. Other people came in to write it. Lexi Alexander, like the final thing where Microchip is killed, that was written 4 days before the end of the movie. Like, and I think the one common thread was the Punisher's the Punisher. So like Frank Castle was always Frank Castle in this. But when Lexi Alexander joined it, she's like, no one wanted to make this movie. Apparently everyone's like, the script sucks. The script sucks. And then Lexi Alexander started reading the Max Punisher episodes. And then she was like, I love 80s action movies. So she's like, I'm going to make an 80s action movie. And then Lionsgate was like, okay, we've been like drawing this out for years. You can do that. So I think the character of Frank Castle stayed the same when the movie around him became like a Dick Tracy meets Commando meets the Punisher comic book meets something with a lot of neon. And it's like a hybrid of many different movies. But it's so much fun, John. This movie, and I think sometimes when a movie's made by committee, it feels just off and not fun and boring and bland. This movie went through so many different changes, but it's still fun. Like I think the core you watch when that free runner blows up, John. The first time I watched it, I remember thinking like, this is cinema. This is amazing. And it's and the comic book panels, like dialogue comes directly from the comic book. So you're right. I think all the villains are comic book villains. And then Ray Stevenson is a very teary-eyed Frank Castle, but yeah, he's in a very serious movie, but it still works. Like it's better than everyone being dour. So it doesn't bother me. But yeah, it's many different things blended into one, like Jigsaw was in that glass thing. He got all tore up and put back together. That's what this movie is.
Different. How is that scene where he is in a recycle broken glass grinder having his face flayed off of him? How is that in the same movie as the scene where he just says, with no buildup whatsoever, call me Jigsaw? Like there wasn't, it's not even like there was a cute little cliche thing where he was into puzzles in an early scene in the movie, and then he makes a comment like that you couldn't even put my face together, like, you know, like you're missing half of the pieces of this puzzle. Like there's no connector. He just looks at himself and says, call me Jigsaw. And the irony is that there's nothing actually about his face that is suggestive of that to me. I mean, yeah, there's stitches showing like little areas of his face, but like I would have called him Frank Darabont from Hellraiser. I would not have called him that.
Well, you know what's funny? The idea of the glass bottles came from Kurt Sutter of Sons of Anarchy. And that's the one thing from his original script that stayed in the movie. So even after about 40 different rewrites, I think everybody was like, this is pretty cool. Like this guy falls into a glass thing and gets lit up. So I think they just kept it. Like, I think
really mean and really creative.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, you know, even John, like, let's say you and I are writers and they're like, okay, hey, we need you to completely rewrite this Punisher script. And we come across that scene. I'm like, this stays in there. This is great.
That stays.
So like, even if it doesn't fit the rest of the movie's violence, you're like, he fell into a glass recycling thing and gets tore up. It's incredible. So I wonder if that's why it's still in there, because it's gnarly. And listen, the prosthetics in this movie, they get better with each and every watch that I do of it. I mean, he looks pretty great in this film. Dominic West does. So dude, this movie's crazy, John. It's like I hate using this term and I think it's overused. Like people go watch Cars 2 and they're like, it's like a fever dream. But this movie, man, some of these scenes, the first kill in this movie, he walks up and decapitates a guy with a knife.
With like a Bowie knife.
Yeah. And like a guy gets stuck on a fence and then he jumps on him and like he jumps from about 40 feet.
He jumps down on like his head to crack his neck back.
And then he just lands on the ground. It's like you're watching this and you're like, what? Huh? Like what? But it's still great. Like it's a jigsawed movie, but man, I adore it so much. I just think it's so much fun. And you know what's crazy? The dude who shot this is kind of maybe blow your mind a little bit, but like he's the guy that shot Bully, that Larry Clark movie. Like that's a really odd. He also shot Super, the James Gunn superhero film.
Okay.
Like this guy shoots some really grimy. He shot a Dirty Shame for John Waters. Like he shot Mysterious Skin. He shot Bully. Like I'm pretty sure. Did he even shoot like kids? But yeah, this guy shot some of the grimiest movies, and that's why I think there's a nice grind to this film too. I don't know if you felt that, but like it's a grimy little flick.
More during the action movies. A
Yeah.
lot of the other scenes felt a different flavor of grimy. Like when we see his Batcave Ninja Turtles subway lair, that has a grime to it, but it feels more like the first Ninja Turtles movie grime. Whereas the fight scenes have more of a John Wick grime.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are different kinds of grime, and then him running around, him running this big guy wearing what I imagine is at least 40 pounds of gear or more with the guns, right? Jogging, and once we see him sprinting, but most of the time he's like jogging or climbing, and I'm like, that guy is taller than me. He might not weigh as much as me, but that guy is taller than me. He's in his 40s. He's wearing all this gear, and in this movie this is like Dolph Lundgren Punisher. He is the antithesis of superhero. This is a man.
Yeah.
This is a comic book about a man. We are not in superhero realm. The bad guys also, other than the odd capoeira martial arts mastery of Doug Hutchinson as what was his name?
Looney Bin Jim, LBJ.
But other than that, kind of crazy not he's the most superheroic thing in this whole movie. Everyone else is actually like really, really, really grounded. You know, our Punisher gets into a fight with an FBI agent, and yeah, he's as big as him. But I'm just saying, this is the Punisher. Like we imagine the Punisher, again, we think of comic books. He's just going to lay waste to some normie like this. But no, that was a real fight. And you know, he won, but it's not like he kicked his ass.
Yeah, Budiansky put up a fight. Like big old
Like
Colin Salmon.
A real fight. He got in some good licks. There were times where he was winning and then losing and then winning. And you know what I mean? Like, so this Punisher, really his superpower is just his determination and his obsession for revenge. There's not like, oh, he doesn't feel pain because of his emotional pain. No, he just goes. Which is great because they've done that with most of our Punishers. Thomas Jane was a pretty grounded Punisher. Dolph Lundgren was maybe more superheroic than the other two because when he punched someone, they flew. But you know what I mean? Even then, though, he was a guy. It wasn't until the Daredevil show.
When he wiped out 47 people with one gun
right, rolling us into the Punisher show with John Bernthal, and he does a great job, by the way. This is not meant to be a slight. It's just that show has pushed him into quasi superhero-dom.
Like this one, when he's climbing up on a bus to get over a fence, he has to climb that bus, John. When he's climbing up ladders, he's like, oh, there's a scene where he's going upstairs and he's like, oh man, this is terrible. And I love it. I love that about him.
I'm sorry, when just on the climbing, when we first see him climbing to get out of this warehouse, I realized, like, there's no stunt double. That guy is climbing at exactly the speed that big Ray Stevenson would be climbing. Like he was just climbing like a guy who's like, I gotta get out of here, but I'm not a spider monkey.
Yeah, I'm not Tony Jaa. I'm not.
I don't want to slip and hurt myself.
Yeah, I've shared this story way too many times, but I was his stand-in on a movie, Ray Stevenson, in 2011, and I hadn't watched this movie yet. Like I wish I had because I just would have been like, hey man, tell me about that movie. But it's Ray's the kind of guy, he's about my height, but he's probably like twice as wide. But he's like the guy on set. They're like, hey, what you want something to eat? And he's like, yeah, give me a bacon sandwich. So like that's the kind of Punisher we're looking at, John. Like the guy who's like, yeah, I want a bacon sandwich Punisher. But I don't know. He was just the coolest dude, man. And like whenever I watch this now, he said one thing. I was watching behind the scenes interviews, and he said that with this movie, he didn't want people to watch this movie and want to become the Punisher. And I think he succeeded. I don't think you watch this movie and go, yeah, I want to be him. And I think that's good. Like, I think this version of the Punisher is just like done. He's done with life. But I do like he keeps quitting and coming back, which is very funny. That scene with Microchip, 3, 2, 1. But yeah, he didn't make it pretty. He didn't make it glamorous. I like that he gets teary eyed in front of the kids. There's like a soul to him, but he's still just broken and wants to murder people. And he has a lot of trouble climbing buses. It's like, it's a very interesting take. Like, we never see him. Remember how Jack Tom Jane was for 2004 Punisher? Like, you don't see Ray Stevenson shirtless in this movie. You don't really need to, because you just know he's a big dude. And I don't know. I like the take on it, and I've actually grown to like his performance a lot more since I watched it the first time, because I think this is a movie that you just kind of watch and let it wash over you. But when you're taking notes and watching it, I think he does a lot of things that people don't notice. Like, it's a pretty soulful performance in this film. And it's the complete opposite of what Looney Bin Jim is. I mean, that guy, he's just eating people.
And Jigsaw.
And Jigsaw, like, remember when they're in the cop car together, and there's like, like, they're just yucking it up in the back of the thing, like, just
when they so in the scene that you mentioned earlier, where they shoot off half of a man's face, like literally, but almost like it was scythed off in a Saw movie, right? In the end, he and his brother, Jigsaw and Looney Bin Jim, get arrested, right, by the FBI agents. But the thing is that when they get arrested, it was like you were arresting any two cat burglars. Yes. They see guns at them. They just put their hands up. They make no effort to be clever or to try to get away or to do the movie thing where they just decide to run and they never get shot, and it somehow works out. And then all he does is say, like, I want to talk to my lawyer. Like, it was like a Law and Order episode at that point, but we're looking at this guy with this comically loony, like, mutilated face. I'm sorry, it's dire. It's just comical to me in the context of this movie. And then Looney Bin Jim, he's like Roger Rabbit turned into a human. Yeah. He's a cartoon character whenever you're looking at his face. Yeah. And so we're taking these two people away who look like they don't belong in this. They look like they came from Toontown. They look like they don't belong in this universe, but they're just behaving like two professional criminals. Oh, yep, no, you got me. Guns on me. Yep, I just want to see my lawyer. And then they get out of it. They make a deal with the cops and they screw over some other people. They even had a special deal to get some of the money back from that deal where they screwed over the people who were going to sell that bio warfare or whatever. But what would happen in the real comic book movie? Then they'd shoot all the cops, or they'd have some clever way that all the cops died from the bio
like the Joker, warfare,
right? But no, the cops just leave. Everyone agrees to and goes down with their deal. This is Law and Order. This is just a cop drama at this point with these cartoon characters. So it's like, and then all of a sudden you have another Punisher action scene where he's snapping necks 180 degrees on screen, and it hurts watching it, and cracking limbs and punching someone in the face so hard that
through the face,
their orbitals collapse, into their skull. like what? Okay,
beautiful.
Look,
it's beautiful.
I'm not
John.
saying that
you just explained
the
greatest movie ever made.
I'm not saying I wasn't pleased with what I watched. Okay, I was, but I was often as baffled as I was grinning at it. How did you watch the dailies as you're making this movie, or how did you do a screening after this when you're talking about what to do reshoots on? And just be like, yeah, I think we got good synthesis between these scenes. I think we've got it. This movie's nuts. Like, no joke. Psychologically speaking, according to a manual, if you were to judge each of these scenes as personality traits, this movie has significant disorders. This movie is criminally insane.
And Lexi Alexander made a joke about that. Someone said that Lexi Alexander's kills like make her certifiably insane. But so what's interesting? I think you are 100% right. I think it was all the scripts. Then Lexi Alexander wanted kills from the comic books that were hyper violent. And then, Ray Stevenson was playing it super seriously. And then, with Dominic West and Looney Bin Jim, she was like, listen, like, it's camp. And she goes, here's the thing. She goes, let's see. These guys are crazy. Like, you can't have them be normal. So yeah, she had them purposely be insane. And like the free runner, like, so on set, she's like, yeah, these guys are dumb. Like, you have to have fun with them. They have to be crazy. So like, they let them do whatever they wanted. And then, they got tired of the free runners through the movie, and they just blew one up and then killed them. Like the studio was like, we don't really like these guys. So Lexi's like, how do I take care of this? And then that's the blowing up scene. So then they got rid of them halfway through the movie. And then she didn't have final cut. So a lot of stuff she shot got edited out by Lionsgate. And then you have this tonally uneven film that was shot in 40 days. So they shot so much footage. They had enough for like a director's cut, which they never released, made for 35 million. And it went through all these edits on set. Like it just amazes me that everything came together in this movie in 40 days. And it's still it's John, when he jumps from like how many feet high, breaks the guy's neck and then just lands on his feet. Like a second beforehand, he could barely climb a bus. It's like you're watching it and you're just like, remember that scene in Major League 2? Was it like White Lightning and Black Thunder or like White Thunder, Black Lightning, when Jesse Ventura jumps off like a 50-foot thing and then just lands on his feet? And Tom Berenger's looking at it like, what just happened? Like, that's this movie. And it's incredible. Like, it's man. And like the whole recruiting scene, she just snuck in a thing to Fahrenheit 9/11 from Michael Moore. And she's like, I'm amazed no one even let me. She's like, no one caught that. Like she's like, I kept thinking people are going to stop me from doing it. And then she just added it in there. It's beautiful, John. I know I keep saying that, but there's a bathroom fight that's incredible. For Cracked, I wrote this article about like poignant moment in cheesy action films. And that scene when Looney Bin Jim destroys all the mirrors so that his brother never has to see his face again, it's kind of touching. And later on, when they're into the interrogation room, his fists are all bloody because he broke the mirror in there. Like it's a very
and his face too.
Yeah, and like I'm telling you, I love this movie so much.
Part of that, by the way, really made me think that there was a bit of an inspiration, not just of the Dick Tracy-ness, but of Pollux and Castor Troy.
Just how crazy. Oh yeah, with like Nick Cage and
but even though Jigsaw was really our lead, it was Looney Bin Jim who had more of the Nick Cage craze, the Castor Troy craze, right? It's really like it's like you took those two and just reversed which one was the lead. But it seemed a lot like that. Some of the craziness, some of the brotherly relationship, like, oh, but he's mine. Yeah, he's yours, bro. Don't you worry. You know what I mean? Like there were things about that felt a little familiar, not in a bad way at all. Like just made me think of it. And boy, but okay, wait. I want to talk about how we're watching different movies here in different scenes. So Wayne Knight. Okay, Wayne Knight, he's like the gadget guy or the arms dealer that a lot of these people have in these movies, but they tried to keep him mostly serious, and his little bit of cheekiness is like, oh, he's going to be back in 3, 2, 1. Here he is. Get the guns. But like most of the cheekiness, like really didn't. None of the Wayne Knight humor worked. There were only like 2 moments of it really. And I'm sitting there looking at Wayne Knight in the first 2 scenes. I'm like, why is he being serious? Why are they playing him serious? He doesn't even look serious. He may as well be wearing the Hawaiian shirt he's wearing when he's doing his deal with the shaving cream in Jurassic Park. Like that felt like a poor choice to me. Not letting Wayne Knight be a little more Wayne Knighty.
Yeah, but what's interesting? But you have Wayne, so you have Dash Mihawk being very Dash Mihawky in this film, and then you have Looney Bin Jim, Doug Hutchinson. He's stepping it up from like Green Mile, and then Dominic West is turning it up to 11, and then you have Ray Stevenson who's taking it down to 2. Julie Benz is about a 2. Colin Salmon's at about a 6. So you have that one guy's on a constant meth eye, so he's at a 12. So do you want another person at a 10 in this movie? Like if Wayne Knight was
just a little humor,
Like, I love the 3-2-1 bit. Like that was good. And there's way too many characters. Like that one guy who shows up and then gets killed. He gets an axe in his chest. I asked you a question.
He didn't. Did you? And his arm was severed. He had an arm entirely severed.
And the Punisher was like, "You can make it. You can do it."
And he's putting pressure. He removes the axe,
Yeah.
puts pressure on the axe wound. Meanwhile, his arm is severed, full shoulder, fully like at the shoulder, like severed at the pectoral, and like, okay, but this will keep you from bleeding out.
It's amazing. It's and listen, they shot this in 40 days. Like that's not a lot of time for that much action. So I'm amazed that this movie's as good as it is. John, like Roger Ebert called it the best made bad movie ever, and it just makes me really happy. And
It is. It's a really good, deliciously
like,
bad movie.
and like I'm telling you, the Steve Gaynor's cinematography is gorgeous in this movie. Like I think the costumes are great. Like Lexi Alexander didn't want the skull and crossbones, so it's very subtle. But I like his tactical gear. Like I love the look of it, and I don't know. There's just like Lexi Alexander's cool. Like she was a stunt person for many years. She directed Green Street Hooligan. She got fired from Batman and Robin. She told a fun story about that. And I guess somehow she met Doug Hutchinson on that set, and he's like, "Yeah, Hollywood sucks." And then she finally got the movie. That's why she cast him. And she actually loved Rambo. And that's the year that in 2008, Rambo and this came out. Two wildly violent movies, John, that just are insane. And like, I don't know. Lexi Alexander's cool. Like I love hearing her talking about this movie because like the action's good when he's in the hallway killing all those people. Like when he throws the grenade and blows that person up and they do a somersault. And like when they like blow up, like it's such a bombastic, fun. I don't know that opening scene, John. Ray Stevenson would pull that chandelier from the ceiling. By the way, if you and I jumped up on that, we would pull it from the ceiling. But Ray Stevenson does that, and then he starts spinning around. Like it's just like how's he even get in there?
I mean, he's got to be like even if he's a little thin in this, he's got to be like 240, 230, 240 plus again 40 pounds conservatively on his body being worn. That's almost 300 pounds hanging from a chandelier, which, by the way, isn't even tipping on a hard angle. Meanwhile, he's pulling like a graceful slow motion Boondock Saints when they're tangled up in their own Charlie Bronson rope upside down, shooting up the room of mobsters.
Yeah, John, I wish I had a time machine so I could go back in time and watch this. Like erase my. I wish if I could eternal sunshine myself of one movie ever made, it would be this. Just so I could have that feeling again of watching Ray Stevenson go upside down on a chandelier.
I had
like
just that happened to me. That happened to me.
Like
I did not recall that.
And then like I wish I could watch the free runner being blown up again with a fresh mind. I wish I could like, I'm gonna get my applesauce back. Like just watching when he blows that guy's face off. This is the thing I like about this movie. It has a personality. And I know a lot of people didn't even know that this movie came out. Like a lot of people didn't like go for Punisher. They've dropped this movie in December, John. This movie was released in December. It's like, what? Like, in what world does this get released on December 5th? And then it was in the theaters for 3 weeks and then it disappeared from cinemas. But like, this isn't a Christmas movie, John. Like, this isn't, I don't know. This was such an odd release. And I'm glad that it has an audience though, because this movie has cult classic written all over it, does it not?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, absolutely. This is
it's so good. This movie's crazy. I don't know how to
classify this. I mean, given a little effort, maybe I could start lumping it in with things. But like this is its own animal in so many ways. Gosh, I'm just awash with random things that I noticed in this. Did you notice that the head free runner, the dude with the long dreadlocks, when he first speaks,
he's Irish.
Right? Yes. Okay. Thank you. It's not just me. It's not. So then later, he's talking and he's pleading with the Punisher, and it starts out Jamaican, and then it kind of turns Irish mid-sentence. Like he didn't know. It's almost like how people joke how whenever they do like a certain Eastern European or European accent, it turns into Borat. Like I did that guy just not know, and did no one want to correct him? Is this kind of like like Keanu on the set of Bram Stoker's Dracula,
So I'm looking this
all
up.
in a British accent.
His name is from, he originates from the Punisher story arc, Kitchen Irish. So I think he's playing an Irish guy.
Part of what he says is Jamaican accent distinctly,
Oh
though.
yeah, yeah.
Like
You're,
it's
I think that like you're absolutely right, John. Okay, so try Irish, and if you go to Borat or Keanu Reeves from Bram Stoker's Dracula, who cares? Just say it with glee. And then he starts Irish, and then it trills away. It's beautiful though, isn't it? It's confusing, is it not, when you hear it?
I'm serious. When I first heard him speak, I'm like, wait, is he not black? Because when I first seen him, like, oh, is he black or is he like Brazilian, like like black Hispanicish? And then he speaks. I'm like, wait, what's happening? And then later he speaks. I'm like, okay, Jamaican, and then it turns Irish again. Again, it was so actively confusing listening to this character speak.
And then they just dump him off like he's on a constant meth high. And then the studio was like, we're done with this, and then they just kill him. So
When we first met him,
like during the How Did This Get Made episode, they're like, yeah, Lexi Alexander was like, yeah, they just wanted him gone. So then like, so you just blew him up. She's like, yeah, like, or one of his buddies, she just blows up. Like then he didn't get blown up by the rocket launcher. One of his other guys did, but it's just hilarious. Like that's, hey, get rid of him. Okay, how do we do that? And then it just becomes a puff of smoke. Like it's not even it's the least gory kill probably in the movie, John, because he basically just becomes a puff of smoke when the rocket launcher hits him.
oh, you see two limbs at
Yeah,
least.
but like there's
Though.
no
You see a couple
gore. Like
limbs.
it's just hilarious. Like what? Okay, John, did you remember that scene?
That's the only scene that I
Okay.
distinctly remembered.
Oh, like do you remember the first time you watched it, the feeling you had, or no?
It was kind of like being stunned in a good way.
And then it's done. Like, and then the guy dies, and like there's no more free runners, and that's why this movie's great. It's just there's so many little scenes that like make your brain almost reset, John. Like, how many action movies have you watched? You're like, yeah, that's cool, that's good, yeah, that's fine, that's fine, and then you turn it off. You're like, yeah, it was a good movie, but never once did you go, huh, or wait, or what, or when. Like this movie has about 7 of those moments, and that's why I love it, because I feel like my brain just kept not being able to process certain things that were going on, and that's got to be a good thing, a bad thing. it's it's memorable, so that's good. I mean, it's stayed on my memory for over a decade. So it's, what do you think, John, when there's like 7 moments like that that just make you stop and go, wait, huh?
Dude, there were two of those like within like 60 seconds for me. After all the gangs got recruited, well, all the gangs, there were like
3.
three gangs, right?
Yeah.
There was the apparently the I, they didn't quite call it this, but kind of like a neo-Nazi radical group, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then there was the Asian group, and then there was like the black I don't know, kind of stereotypical gangbanger group.
Yep.
And so, okay, so the white Mohawks, maybe neo-Nazi guys. There were no swastikas or anything like that. It was like kind of
Like a punk,
we're gonna
like punk rock, but not.
but they actually made a comment like the Aryan Nation or something. I don't remember.
uh
Like it was one, not necessarily that exactly. There was one subtle comment about who they were. And so, by the way, you see them meet up with the Asian gang, and they just shoot the shit out of them, and it's like not a minute, and you're just like, wait, what? Because when they recruited all these gangs, I remember pausing it to get something to drink and seeing how much time was left. And in my head, I'm doing this like it's such a meta thing that we do when we watch movies and we review them all the time and discuss them. I immediately look at the movie time and think, wait a minute. So I've got 3 gangs. That's going to be like either 3 action sequences or one tremendous action sequence. And then we still have to take out the 2 brothers and whatever. And I'm kind of like doing this like movie calculus in my brain. And little did I realize these white guys were going to shoot these Asian guys over the course of 10 seconds. And then the Punisher was going to poke his gun through a door and shoot out a rocket launcher and kill the whole black crew of gangbangers with one shot, right? Like it just, a lot of this was so momentary. I thought these were going to be their own whole flavored sequences.
Like the Villainess or the Raid or one of those.
Dude,
And like
I,
also like the Russians come in too. Remember the Russians come in, they recruit. Colin Salmon goes and recruits the Russians, and then the Russians walk into the Punisher zone, and then those two gangs completely kill each other. So it's like the gangs do most of the killing of each other before the Punisher can even get in there. And it's incredible. What did they call that? What they call that guy? They called the dad. They called him a, let's see, what was the name that they had for him? I'm looking at my notes here real quick.
the Russian father.
Yeah, but he's like something like the Russian father. They had a really good word for him. Like he's just like a straight up murderer. I have it in my notes. Oh, an old country genocidal maniac. Then they walk in and immediately die because they're killing another gang. I love this movie, John. I never saw that coming. Did you?
No, no, I didn't see a lot of this movie. I did not see.
He shoots the grenade in that room and just blows up the people.
He just kills them all. Just that, like that.
I love it.
And this is one of those things though, where like when you're watching a movie and you see the different opponents, you wonder what kind of fight is it going to be when he fights this guy. It's almost like a Van Damme fight movie in The Quest. Oh, there's the animal kung fu guy. There's the capoeirista. There's the samba wrestler. There's the Greco-Roman wrestler. There's the sumo wrestler. There's all going to be these different looking styles of fights. So what's the fight going to be like with the gangbangers? What's the fight going to be like with this Asian, not really Yakuza, but it's a group of Asian guys. So I don't know if that's
what you don't know if they're triad, you don't know if they're Yakuza.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, what's that fight gonna look like? What's the surprise gonna be there? These white dudes with mohawks. What's gonna no, none of those. And I'm not, this isn't a complaint, although I would have loved to have seen these different flavored fights. It's just that this didn't just pull the rug out from under you. It's like it yanked the rug out from under you so fast that your head hit the ground and the rug while the rug was still moving. You're just like, wait, what?
Oh, that's why it's beautiful. Oh, man. And he gets through him pretty easily. And then he has a massive bathroom fight with, I don't think I'll ever get used to
Indonesian martial artist Doug Hutchinson.
I will never get used to the flips that Doug Hutchinson does in this movie.
Like, okay, casting director. We need you. Okay, we need a guy who's going to be basically a martial artist. He's going to be a wushu aerialist master acrobat stuntman. Who do we have? Well, Ray Park is busy, but that guy from the Green Mile's available.
Book him.
Does he have any stunt experience? I mean, he says he's willing to try.
He said yes. Oh, okay, good. I guess we're set then.
Like these stunts are so zero credible. By the way, funny Doug Hutchinson sidebar. Me and the lady of the house have been watching X-Files season 1 lately, and Doug Hutchinson is this murderer kind of creature who stretches his body to go down chimneys or go through air vents to get to people in otherwise internally locked rooms and murder them or something and eat their liver, I guess. And so he's in it. He's a very young Doug Hutchinson, like 1990. What was that? 3 Doug Hutchinson.
Don't you know the only episode of X-Files I've ever watched was the one with the inbred people in the house?
That's considered like the most disturbing episode in that whole series.
Yeah, and I think they never aired it again, but that's the only one I ever watched on live TV. And I remember just thinking, like, I'm never watching this show again because this is crazy.
That's like exactly the kind of thing that gets me to tune in, Mark.
There's like a lady under a bed that was like tied down that they were having kids with. And then that one agent just got ripped to shreds. I was like, whoa. I was like, what is this show? That was crazy. That was nuts. I just wanted to put that out there, John, because that's one of the
that's like if Wrong Turn or The Hills Have Eyes got made into an X-Files episode.
That I don't know if it's as gnarly as I remember it.
Oh,
But that one
Well,
put that one was
for
like,
early,
I was like, what
I'm
is
sorry,
this
for early
show?
90s TV. For early
Yeah,
90s
there it
TV,
is. There it
it
is.
was that's
Yeah,
what we're doing.
like if this was Breaking Bad, you're like, oh, whatever. But yeah, like for the time, and I remember, I don't think they ever showed it again on cable TV because it was too disturbing. But that was the one episode I turned in for, John. And I was like, what is this show? So yeah, I never watched it again because that episode messed with me so bad. Oh man. But yeah, Doug Hutchinson doing capoeira and flips. It's another one of those things that just makes your brain sort of glitch. Like it's just sort of freezes a little bit when you see it. But it's hilarious. Like I don't know. It's Do you like this one more than the '04 Punisher? Like if someone walked up to
They're
you and said,
so weirdly
"Yeah,
different.
you
I
can't really
mean,
compare them, right?" Because Punisher's very serious, the '04 one. It's super dour. Like there's some humor with the roommates, but
right, all the roommate stuff is super weirdly light. Oh,
Mhm.
and the fight with the Russian is
Yeah, that's
funny.
funny. Yeah.
It's funny. But a lot of it's just mean the way John Travolta offs his wife. Like it's yeah, it's a lot of it. They're trying a good bit. I don't know. I think that this is more fun to watch. Apparently, every 15 years, whereas I think that I feel like I got one more good watch in the next 5 years. Like if someone had never heard of this movie and we were just sitting around and had nothing to do, we're like in a cabin on a rainy night for a vacation, I'd be like, oh, well, shit. Yeah, like Warzone, absolutely. But when I really think of something that's a little more rewatchable, I feel like '04 Punisher is something that I could return to every like 5 or 10 years pretty easily. I don't know that I could do that to Warzone unless I was introducing someone new to it.
Would you rather introduce someone to Punisher? Well, we'll get to 89 or 90. Like I love the Dolph one, but if someone said '04 Punisher or '08 Punisher, which one would you show to somebody? Like as a sit down hot fuzz type scenario where you have to pick one of them.
Okay, oh wait, because it
Yeah.
because it is more wildly, it's just more fun. Even if someone hates it, they will probably enjoy the experience singularly more.
Oh, I love it. And you know what? You know why there's so many characters? I forgot to bring this up to you. When they cast Ray Stevenson, Kevin Feige recommended him for this because he didn't get Tim Roth's role in The Incredible Hulk. So that's Tim Feige was like, Lexi Alexander, I got this guy, Ray Stevenson, and go watch Rome. So she got it. But once he got it, they decided to add more characters to the movie because they were worried about like his star power. So that's why you have Budiansky. That's why you have Dash Mihawk. That's why you have Julie Benz. That's why you have Wayne Knight. That's why you have Collins. You know how many characters are in this movie, John? Like the captain, like even like the little capos get a lot of like Pitsy. He
They
gets a
do,
lot of
yeah, they get a
screen
lot of
time.
return
Like
scenes.
like Ink gets a lot of scenes. Julie Benz is in it a lot. The daughter's in it a lot. Like even Micro has a friend who has a scene. Like I feel like everyone's getting scenes in this movie, and then there's not much Frank Castle, but I guess because Ray Stevenson's version just doesn't say much. He's just broken. Like all he wants to do is kill. So you can't. That's probably really hard to. And also, '04 Punisher is an origin story. This one's not. Like by this one, he's been kicking for a while. Like he's been murdering people for a while now. So we don't get the luxury of an origin story. He's just fully fleshed out Punisher. So I bet by this point he's just done. Like he probably doesn't want to talk much. And you know what's surprising? He just walks back to his lair. Anybody could follow him. He walks
He just
through.
he just walked down the subway.
Yeah, like at night he just walks down the streets, and people are like, "Oh, well, it's Punisher, whatever. Like let him go, let him do his thing." Like
Well,
which I kind of
you
love.
see a dude, that big walking down the street. You probably,
Yeah,
especially at
that's true.
night, you probably like casually like, okay, just act normal, just act like we were already planning on crossing the street to the other side of the street. Honey, get to the other side of the damn, get to the other side of the street. Like,
He has a skull on his shirt. But like
and you probably don't want to stare too if you're in the big city. You don't want to stare at anybody, so you don't actually get a good idea of what's going on with him. Like someone like that on the subway, no, you just mind your own shit. You look at your phone.
yeah, that's why I should just bring a newspaper with me to like put it up as high as possible and just go
Right.
about my day. But
I
yeah,
did not witness you. I
yeah.
swear.
I just started doing a crossword. But like, there's so many characters in this movie. But I don't think it ever feels. I think it. I don't think it feels disjointed. I just think it features some really crazy moments. Like there's a scene where Colin Salmon, Paul Budiansky, is talking about how he had a partner. His partner's dead, but he did a ton of coke, and his partner wouldn't rat him. So then his partner had to go undercover. So after this really sad story, Martin Soap, played by Dash Mihawk, goes, "Oh, so you still ski in the Alps? Like, just are you still bumping cocaine?" And it's just like a serious story gets followed up with that. But then you have the Punisher going to a church and talking to a priest and just like, heaven doesn't exist. Like, I'm going to hell. If you're anywhere near hell, I'm kicking your ass out of there. Like, you have very serious lines, and then you still ski in the Alps. I don't care, man. This is I love this movie, John. I love it more now than I've ever loved it.
It's a very quirky animal.
And
I don't.
I mean, like in 2008 too, I think a lot of superhero movies came out. So I mean, Hellboy 2 came out. That was awesome. And then Dark Knight came out. That was awesome. Hancock. So get this, and these were the movies that were released in 08.
I'm not calling Hancock awesome.
Well, I mean, he throws a whale and it hits a boat. Like
It
I
was.
I I love
I thought it
that
was
scene.
okay. I thought it was okay.
So like I'm gonna leave superhero movie out. But like in this year you had May 2 Iron Man, and then you had July 1st Hancock, and then you had July 11th Hellboy 2. Then you had July 13th, the June 13th. Okay, what? Then you had Incredible Hulk. Then you had Dark Knight, and then a couple months go by, and then you had Punisher Warzone and The Spirit, which both tanked. But it's like, I wonder if people were kind of comic booked movied out, because you had three films that all made like 600, 700 million, huge money. Like Dark Knight, Iron Man, Hancock, Incredible Hulk made 300 million. It's like you had a bunch of hits. I wonder if people were just tired of that kind of film. It's like when Punisher came out, no one knew it was coming out. I didn't know it was coming out. Ray Stevenson's the star. A lot of people thought maybe it was a sequel to the '04 movie, and like it just tanked. But do you is there a way to market this movie better to get more eyes on it? Like,
It's a good question because I mean I think that one of the things really working against this movie is that there's no one, there's no real star power in it. There's not the kind of star that gets butts in seats.
yeah. As
Um,
much as I love Stevenson, you're like, at this time you weren't like, I'm gonna go for Ray Stevenson
nope.
or Julie
He-
Benz or Colin Salmon.
and people might think it's cool that Wayne Knight is in it, but no one's going for Wayne Knight. And Dominic West, he's a great supporting actor.
He's great in The Wire.
Right, and I liked him in oh, why can I think? 28 Days
Oh
with
yeah.
Sandra Bullock, right? I mean, he's great, but again, he's not the guy who gets butts in seats. So if you don't have the movie that gets butts in seats, what are we really marketing? Okay, the ultra violent R-rated thing, that's usually not the thing that makes a lot of money.
Nope, it's not.
Um,
And this is ultra violent. Like, this movie lays the gauntlet down in the first 3 minutes when a head gets chopped off. That lady's head just gets snapped. Like, he just snaps a lady's
oh
head.
yeah, yeah, that was like the wife of the guy whose head he cut off or something like that.
But you know what? Like, I think this is a movie that should have been really marketed towards like maybe like action movie lovers, comic book lovers. Like, this should have gone out towards, like, maybe like they could have done a a smaller campaign getting this to like action movie websites and kind of stuff like that, and tell people what to expect and build like word of mouth. But the problem is this came out in December with all the awards movies. Like, December, everyone's on a break. Like, if this came out in August when people maybe had some downtime and or it was hot, and like, oh hey, yeah, I don't know, I'll go check this movie out. And then someone's like, yo, did you see that movie? Like that, I think that could have built more momentum. But I don't think this movie ever would have been a huge smash because, listen, it asks a lot Like it features a guy named Looney Bin Jim eating the guts of a gross guy who just ate his applesauce. Like it's very, it, it it's a lot. Yeah, you're not going to take a date to this movie. So yeah, I think it was
It
kind of
occurs to me,
doomed.
wait, even though you don't see him rip it out on screen, you do see him hold an organ up high,
Yeah,
right?
and bite
Above
into
him.
it.
Dude, but again, his character in the X-Files ripped out and ate livers. That this is a mix between this is an X-Files meets Indonesian martial arts movie inspiration fusion
Oh, that's
for this
amazing.
character.
Oh man, I love it, John. I love this movie so much. I'm glad that you and I are starting off our series. No, we're ending our series with this, but I'm smiling right now, John. I wish I had more to say about it. Like, there's just like Frank doesn't learn anything. Like, but you know what? When Microchip dies, that that kind of hurts. He's like, "Hey, man, you won't feel a thing," and then he
Yeah.
shoots Looney Bin Jim. Like, that's I don't know. I like that scene, and I like that he skewers Jigsaw and then puts him on a fire, and then he dies just by screaming. That's brutal. I love it. Okay, John. Um, I don't know if you want to do a draft or not, or just want to do like our top three moments that just if you could show three gifts from this film to people to give them the overall vibe, what gifts would you show?
Okay. Well, I mean, I'd start with the obvious, right?
Yeah.
There's the aerialist parkour guy jumping from building to building, getting rocket launch exploded, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd have the guy getting half of his face shot off.
Yes. And then the reaction by Colin Salmon.
Right. You gotta have
Holy
the reaction.
shit.
Otherwise it doesn't work as well. And then after that, there are a lot of good things. Like I'm actually not going to pick the most intense thing, like punching the sun's face, the implosion of the sun's face with that punch. No, I'm going to pick like one of the 280-degree neck breaks. I think that those three things are really good images there. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sold. I might have the opening decapitation because he just has a knife and he
I
just
still remember right when he did that. I was like, "Is that knife long enough?" I'm like, "I guess it literally is, but that's a tough swing."
and I love that that's the kill. Like, you know what I like about Lexi Alexander in this movie? She really does let you know what you're about to watch really quickly. Like Looney Bin Jim, she tries to like fix his hair. No, Pretty Boy tries to his girlfriend tries to fix his hair. He's like, "Do I fix your makeup?" Like he's oh man, what a movie. Oh, it's so yeah, I keep saying what a movie, John. But yeah, I think you picked the gifts. I think we're done on that. But this was great, man. Any final thoughts about the film?
It's an experience. It's
Yeah.
and I watch a lot of weird shit. So like if I sat there shocked in my seat, even if it's not because it's the most shocking stuff I saw, but just that I was shocked that that's happening in this movie, but over and over and over again. Like I'm not learning to expect this lunacy, if you will, crossed with this seriousness. It's an interesting vibe. It's an interesting vibe. I'd pass it to you for a complimentary closing thought there.
You know what's interesting? You watch the Crank movies and they are so absurd and unexpected, but they're from beginning to end, they're one tone, and that one tone is just manic gross. So by the point you almost get desensitized to it. But this film, the tone is so over the like all over the place from scene to scene that you never get desensitized because you're always like high, low, high, low, high, low. And then you're whoa. Like there's never what I love about this film is you just strap in and it's like a roller coaster. Like you're just up and down, and then there's a circle, and then you go up a thing, but then it shoots off before you're over the edge. Like it's just a beautiful roller coaster of a movie that that keeps offering fun surprises until the end. Like that's what I will say about it. And I think if I had a movie poster or like a Blu-ray, I would put your quote. It's an experience. Like it's an experience. John Levengood, movie songs and flicks. Like because
Except you would write it as it's an dot 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 experience. in italics. Mark, it just occurs to me. We only briefly touched on. You just mentioned this is closing our series. Some people just randomly do a search and end up at some random episode of the show. What series are they listening to?
Oh, the Punisher series. So we've covered Dolph Lundgren's Punisher film. We've covered Tom Jane's Punisher film, and now we're finishing up with Punisher Warzone.
Boom.
Yeah.
Just the
So
movies.
just the movies. I just don't want to do a series, even though I love Barenthal. Give him a movie so we can talk about that.
I'd watch it. I would.
Yeah. I mean, I love Barenthal. My only problem with his Punisher is just there's a lot of wallowing in his movie. Like in this movie, there's zero. Ray Stevenson doesn't know wallowing. He's just there's no conflict in this Punisher, John. I think with the Barenthal Punisher, there's a lot of conflict, but not with Ray Stevenson's Punisher. I think he's just a big bruiser who has a hard time climbing ladders. And I miss him. He's a good dude. Ray Stevenson. Ray Stevenson. His like man. His what Obi-Wan? No, Ahsoka character was so good. I miss Ray Stevenson. Great guy. So John, where can people find you?
You just Google John's Horror Corner. You'll find me on whatever social media that I'm not too old to know how to use. And you'll find me on Movies, Films, and Flicks. There's a little tab for John's Horror Corner there, right next to the tab for the podcast.
We've been churning out a decent amount of writing lately, John. Like I feel like we've been writing a decent amount of reviews and data posts, and I just ranked all the Murph mentions in Interstellar, and you've been writing. I got to watch Tarot now because you gave a pretty good review for that.
It is a solid PG-13 horror movie. Good production value, characters that are actually well written. All filmmaking aspects were good. All of it.
Okay.
A little bit of it is PG-13-ish, but most of it is like we're going to be as R and well composed as we can be in a PG-13 movie.
I was very happy.
I feel like it had I didn't look up its budget, but I feel like even the set design was really on point. Like just everything about it really felt well done. Oh no, I wouldn't be good at that.
8 million. That's it.
8 million.
That's nothing.
Yeah, some of the PG-13ness was a little bit of the a couple of scenes had kind of like these almost blurry CGI monstrous ghost imagery, but it was punctuated along the way by really, really good, mean, well done, detailed horror imagery. So it's just they kind of mixed it up a little bit, but at one point something's just like running across the screen, kind of like at the end of Species 2, where it's just a little CGI thing running all over the place. And so again, that's where it kind of falls down the PG-13 trap a little bit, just to try and get more monstrous screen time. But it was good, man. I was very pleasantly surprised by it. Characters were good.
So I'm gonna watch it now. It's on Netflix. It's an easy watch.
Good for Tarot. Like you gotta give those PG-13 movies credit when it's due. You know what else I thought was a pretty decent PG-13 horror movie I saw recently was Imaginary.
Oh, really? I need to watch that. Okay, I'll watch that too. Where'd you see that?
I just saw that. I have Stars right now just for the month because we were watching The Serpent Queen and the show The Serpent Queen, and Imaginary just happened to be on Stars, so I figured I'd give that a watch before I cancel my 1 month of Stars. But it has a little bit of an over exposition and over playing on the Insidious the Further finale. But that aside, the fact that it overplays its hand and too much over exposition can just someone's just there explaining away right at you with the screen, like. But that aside, it was very entertaining. There was some really cool imagery. It was again kind of well done all across the board. Characters were cool. No one does anything stupid. People are behaving in real ways. Family drama relationships feel palpable. Like someone actually cared about the writing of these movies. And dare I say, PG-13 horror sometimes, not more often than not, doesn't get that.
Well, okay, now I gotta add that to the list. I didn't know if I should. I gotta watch it. So now I have two new movies to watch before that.
These are not hard wrecks, but if you just want to be impressed by a PG-13 horror movie in the modern era, they're nice ways to go. Or if you wanted to watch a horror movie for someone who doesn't want the ultra gore, or the shock tactics, or the meanness. These are some good solid introductions that aren't too soft either.
I love it. That makes me happy, John.
Yep,
I
review
don't.
coming soon. Actually,
Oh,
review will be up.
yeah, yeah. Actually, this might be a couple months. But hey, John, this was awesome, man, and thank you for just allowing me to talk about how great this movie is and how it made my brain reset about 40 times, which
It
is,
was truly an experience revisiting this movie.
well, it's an experience. So yeah. So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for John Levingood, this is Movie Films and Flicks. We'll see you next week.